You've been driving. It's a really nice summer's day. It's country road, and then you crash. You crash because all of a sudden your life doesn't make sense anymore because you realize you don't know who the best comic book hero of all time is.
Oh, well, we're going to try and figure out who it is. So we're back with another superhero versus showdown thing that we still don't have a name for. Maybe by next time show we'll have a name for it.
Let's leave it.
Yeah, whatever. So here is the bag. Stephen, pick us two superheroes to go head to head.
Or just, we should say, comic book heroes.
Comic book heroes, yes.
Not necessarily have to be super.
Not super.
First one.
Superman.
Oh, wow.
Wolverine.
Oh! Holy sugar
The
nuts.
show is... Oh, this is going to be it. Although, is it?
Well, first of all, this is a fight that would go on forever.
Yeah. Or would it? Yeah, it would.
Or would it? This
I was
kind of
not prepared for
Yeah,
this.
this is too hard. Okay, let's look at let's lay this out. Let's lay this out. If that, I mean, it's not. We should say as well. It isn't to do with necessarily who would win. It's who's the best character. The thing is,
Who's the best character?
no one has got more history than Superman.
He was the first superhero. He started all of it.
That can't win him every match.
No.
But like, I do feel as if it's got to get it. It's got to have some brownie points.
Oh, against pretty much anyone else.
I know.
It definitely would have. But this is
Except for Batman.
Wolverine. Well, there's the exceptions, and Wolverine is one of the exceptions.
Wolverine is definitely one of the exceptions.
He's the originator. He's the originator of badass superhero. And this is in fact, I may have said this to you once before. Superman, I have a problem with, because Superman is this kind of indestructible, no flaws, and I'm not talking about individual writers' ideas, I'm just talking overview. He has no flaws. His one weakness is a rock that comes from galaxies away. He's kind of Mr. Perfect, and I don't like that about him. Wolverine is essentially the same. He can't be killed. He has no weaknesses. But his personality is gritty, it's dark, and he's human. He's brought down to a human level.
You make a very good point, and I really don't want my counter argument to be, but it's Superman.
It's Superman.
But the thing is, you say you don't want to talk about individual writers and stuff, but
hey, we can go into it.
you almost have to, because yeah, there have definitely been some runs of Superman where they just make him into this perfect, can't be touched, this ultimate thing that no one can beat. However, there have also been really great runs of Superman where we have some things that Superman has to deal with, which are really kind of beautiful. We have this kind of, maybe he never quite fits in. We have this small town kid growing up and the friends and the whole kind of Smallville and before time era. We have the idea that, what I love, and it's in the end of Kill Bill, the idea that not the same as most of the superheroes, his secret identity is Clark Kent. Like he was brought to Earth, dressed in his Superman clothes kind of thing. He was always Superman, and that was the man that he was always born to be, and he has to grow up this life as Clark Kent in order he has to grow up in the disguise in order to find his true identity. And I feel like that flip, almost, it isn't a flip because the continuity might have come later, but because he came so early, I feel like it's just so incredible. And Superman, I think, is more than a character. He is the ideal. He is the reason that we read superhero comics. Like, we read these comics because it's almost an admission that these people are far better than we can ever be. Like, it's the admission that we're not perfect and we never can be. But in these books, these people can be, and we can learn a lot from them. And Superman is the embodiment of that. He's everything that stands for. He's everything. He's the reason for everything that we're doing.
That is all That is a hard. Even Stephen shaking his head because you can't really argue with that. But it just seems such a shame to eliminate either of these two so early on. But what I am going to say, on an individual on an individual story basis, no story has affected me quite like Mark Millar's Old Man Logan. That story is one of the most shocking, beautiful, original pieces of work I have ever read. And that, like, if ever there needs to be a description of what type of character Wolverine is, or Logan, that's kind of it. But I mean, I can't argue with you.
He's this kind of tortured soul, it's again, he's lived all these lives,
Yeah.
he's lived all this thing. Here's what I will say. Superman we'll make this promise.
Mm-hmm.
Superman will never get through again on the basis that he's Superman and on the basis that he has all this history. When we judge him again, we'll judge him on his own merits as a character and a superhero.
But as for now,
we're going to go Superman.
And I feel so bad for
I feel bad because
Wolverine's out. Wolverine is got. He was
crazy.
like, if this was bet,
Yeah.
he would have been in the
If I'd have
top 10.
if I'd have drawn him in the sweepstake,
I'd have been like,
he's got a chance.
Tell you what, we should have done that. Never mind.
Okay,
Right,
this
next-
is just going to feel so insignificant.
Next pairing.
Dick Grayson.
Okay.
Storm.
Wow. Okay. I'll put this out there. Never liked Storm. Although, representing the minorities, like few other people do.
Major black superhero.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I feel as though I have to go Dick Grayson. He was Robin, he was Nightwing, he was Batman.
He was Batman. He's like the second Batman.
He's got this great, quippy, quirky, fun attitude to start with.
Yeah.
Then he falls out with Bruce and takes on this... it's not brooding. It's this kind of... It's a more fun version of Batman. He's crime fighting with the... He's almost Spider-Man-esque. And then he eventually grows into the character that Bruce always wanted him to be. And it's such a... Watching him, reading him in the comic books is such a beautiful transition from what we had in the 30s to what he's become now.
Yeah.
But it's like...
He's grown,
You've
I
watched
think,
a
more than
person
it, yeah.
grown up.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, Storm's always been Storm. But Dick Grayson has grown, and he's one of the characters that you can keep reading.
Yeah.
Because you know every issue he's grown up.
Yeah, and because he started as a boy and he's had the chance to grow, not just in terms of his personality and in terms of his values, but physically grow. Like, we see his evolution, I mean, slower than any mortal man.
But I quite like that.
But yeah, no, it's fantastic. And I've seen Dick Grayson top a lot of people's best comic book hero list.
Yeah.
So I think, for me, it is an easy
Grayson.
win.
Yeah.
Easy win.
So, Dick Grayson.
But Storm, thank you for all you've done.
Yeah.
Tim Drake. The Flash.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a big Flash fan. I like Tim Drake. Tim Drake is not my least favourite Robin.
Who's your least favourite Robin? Jason Todd.
Jason Todd, I
It
think.
would. I mean, there's only a few others, and it's not going to be Damien.
Yeah.
Tim Drake is kind of, for me, he's always been the forgotten Robin because he came in 1989, to my memory. He was always the smartest of the Robins. He had the gymnast abilities, but he was also, he was a great detective. He found out who Batman was. That's how he became Robin. And it's, having read some of his work recently, there's a beautiful moment when Damien becomes Robin and Tim Drake has to step aside. And, Tim's lost his father in the comics and Batman adopted him. And there's this amazing moment where Damien calls in Tim Drake and he says, "That's not my name. My name's Tim Wayne. I am a Wayne." And it's so crushing. But at the same time, the Flash. Now, are we specified on...
I didn't know.
We didn't specify on the Flash, so it's Barry, Wally, or...
Yeah, but I have to say, when those names were first called out, I was like, it's the Flash. Now...
I've made an argument for him.
You've made a really good argument for Tim Drake. Like, I mean, I just like Robin as a character anyway, but I think you're right, Tim Drake. The fact that he's a detective, like, and even now, and he has this whole thing where he got screwed.
He did. The New 52 kind of stopped his momentum dead. He got put in the Teen Titans as Red Robin.
He kind of, Bruce...
He's the forgotten Robin.
Yeah, because Dick's excuse was like, oh, you're too much of a friend to be my sidekick, like, you're too much of my equal. So he loses Robin, right?
Yep.
And then he kind of loses his mentor in Bruce Wayne and never gets it back. He can't lose this competition also.
But, I mean, The Flash...
The Flash is great. The Flash is great. But I think there's a reason.
We've had a big problem here with The Flash because you have not specified which Flash. This would have been like...
I did not think about Wally West, but I feel like the fact that I didn't specify The Flash says a lot about The Flash.
It does. I mean, let's go on to the assumption, Barry Allen. Okay. New 52, Barry Allen, because that's the one we're most familiar with. I've got to say, minus Francis Manifold's Flash, I've never been too fond with the character.
I almost now I'm seeing as this kind of like Deus Ex Machina Superman type character now. Now I hate him because he stands in the way of Tim's beautiful story.
Are we about to have an upset and it's about to be Tim Drake?
I feel like as a Robin, and I think all of the Robins, and they're all in there, they all have such elegant, different... They're just such people to me, and maybe that's just because I've read more Batman than I have anything else, but like, they're just such people to me that you can ask me, oh, what do you think Tim would do in this situation? What do you think Jason would do in this situation? What do you think Dick would do? And it'd all be different. They have different reactions, and I think because he's that much of a human, because he got screwed by DC.
Like, reading that issue where he's told you're not Robin, and because it's not even like he was Red Robin and then he became...
Nope.
No, he was Robin, and Batman went, oh, well, Damian's here now, and he's going to kind of become Robin, so...
So, I don't even think we should call him Tim Drake anymore. I think Tim Wayne is our winner.
Tim Wayne wins.
He enters Tim Drake, he emerges Tim Wayne victorious. The Flash is out. As always, if you disagree strongly...
Which I'm sure people will.
Leave it in the comments. And until then, we'll see you next time.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again. Within the sound of silence.